What's up, guys? Back again for another live stream, and I'm excited to be back after all this time because we kind of took a week off there. Give me a second. Adjust this a little bit. Oh, hold on a second. Did I lose camera connection? Oh, come on. Come on. Okay, there we go. Sorry. I tried to make an adjustment just so that we could get a little more clarity, and then it's like, well, never mind. Hold on just a second. I need to read something. Okay. Just checking the stream and making sure everything's working the way it's supposed to. All right, cool. Sorry for the late start, and sorry for the sound that you might hear. That is going on in the background because I have my wife is printing off some recipes. But anyway, I am looking forward to having just time to hang out with you guys, putting a game together, and all that stuff. So let's move this closer. There has been a little bit of progress that I've made, and if you give me just a moment, I will open up the necessary applications. I was kind of getting everything together last minute tonight. Let's see, develop 5. There we go. All right, and then let's see, screen capture. We are doing application, develop 5. Yep. Well, hold on a second. Apologies. Let's try this again. Application capture, develop 5. Okay, here we go. So, as you can tell, little has changed from the last time, at least visually. Raise this up a little bit. But something that I did do is I put some death animations on my bad guys that I got going on here. And I have a metallic sound cue that allows you to know whenever your enemies are being hit with your shots. And I put some sound cues for whenever the bad guys die, and some more stylized text for your health and ammo stats. So I'm going to do a quick run through, and then I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on... I think what I'm going to do this stream is I'm going to work on trying to get another enemy put together. And so this is going to be a slow process, but it's going to be pretty cool when everything's all said and done. So, start the preview. Oh yeah, and then the creeper screeches whenever it notices you. Yeah. Blow up and everything like that. Sick. I'm going to close that window. Actually, I need to try something with the event sheet first before I go on to much of anything else. Let's see. And I'm going to use the Vengeance is Mine instrumentals for the background music. All right, so let's see. Hold on a second. Okay. All right. I'm trying to also get it to where the animations will play all the way through, because the shooting and the walking animations for the main character, for some reason, are only sticking on the first frame. So it's possible. Let's see. Trigger once while true. Put that into both conditions there. Let's see, we also need the condition of the variable value. Let's see, player. Object variable? Oh, here we go. Pistol ammo greater than 0. Because we need that put into a condition. Where the heck did that get? Oh, here we go. Greater than 0. Okay. And then we're going to copy that, and we're going to... Oh, I cut that. Never mind. Copy. There we go. And then we're going to change that of not pistol ammo, but shotgun ammo. But I need to... Let's see. Because I'm trying to see if... Let's try this. Maybe and animation. Is not pistol shoot. I don't know. I'm just trying out different stuff. And what's it? Animation by name set to shoot invert. Wow. I'm probably going to have to reach out on a forum or something like that for that, because I'm a little bit of a loss for solutions here. But we'll go ahead and save that. But I think what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to introduce the Minotaur into all this. So I'm going to close that window. And I'm going to open Blender. Cool. And we are going to have to look for this. So open. Let's see. Creeper. you gotta be kidding me. Let's see. Let's try. Logic bounces. 125. Machine characters, reels. Nope. Oh goodness. I know that there's a Minotaur project around here somewhere. There's a USDZ file, but Minotaur scene? No, that is a motion project. My goodness. I was fairly certain I had put this in the right spot. Pardon the lack of activity here. I promise I will get this thing working in just a moment. Creeper grunt. Shoot. Where is... Because I have... Oh, I mean well, hold on. Open recent. What the heck happened, man? I mean, did I just lose that grunt? Not grunt. Minotaur? Well, maybe Sentinel. Could not read this. No such file in directory. What happened? Did I really just lose those project files? What happened? Files not found? Where? Okay, something happened to where I lost some projects, apparently. Well, I am, well, I guess I'm going to be working all over on this again. Well, that sucks. But it's not gonna get done with me complaining about it, so let's get to work on it, I guess. Let's see. So Minotaur is going to have a pretty wide chest with a triangular, like, chest piece. So let's see. Let's grab. Let's make sure that these have a decent connecting point. Actually, will probably be better as if I just subdivided everything. Yeah, that way we got some cuts to work with. Actually, no, because the subdivision is equal. Geometry is equal on that, so I do actually need to do it this way so I can get some diagonal cuts. So we'll move this up there. And what we're going to need to do is we're going to move these edges more forward. Well, I need to turn this whole thing 45 degrees. That way I can manipulate it a little better. Extrude that. Actually, that works out pretty well, so I'm going to keep that where it's at. See, I'm trying to think how I'm going to extrude this because I do not want knife, polybuild, spin. But I don't want a ton of cuts. That could work. Let's see, we'll try to extrude this. And that's probably as good as I'm gonna get on that. And then move this center point down just a little more so it feels centered. Oh, well, hold on. Darn it. Okay, let's just, are you kidding me? Yes, you can, in fact, join those. Hope that doesn't come back to bite me. I need to clean this up some because I know. Fill these out. subdivide that. Make a connecting point so we can kind of define these shoulders a little better. Come get some. Sup, bro? How you doing, Corey? Let's see. Maybe that'll work. And then move that forward. So we're getting there. Okay. So that's okay. That's roughly the. It's been quite an exhausting week. How was yours? Hasn't been an exhausting week. It's just kind of been a pretty middle of the road type week, which is not bad. I will not complain at all. Just kind of, you know, out doing my thing. Let's see. Scale Y, and we move it out that way. And then oh, goodness. So, little context for you, man. I was wanting to try and get a new bad guy put into the game. And turns out I lost the project file for 2 models of bad guys I'm using, and if I can't find them for whatever reason, and so now I'm having to start all over again on making these things. Like, that's it's a little frustrating. And you know, considering the fact that this is not what I had in mind for the stream and everything like that, I'm not I'm already not feeling the keenest on this. Delete the vertices. We gotta fill this and then try to. Okay, I'm gonna. Well, no, I can't subdivide it, because if I do, then I'm going to. Subdivide that, make a connecting point, and then subdivide that. That's probably going to be the only way I'm going to actually get the results I want. Oh, goody. And then we're going to have to join. It gets the job done. Okay. You have nothing for them? I really thought I did, because, like, I even got, about losing data. I don't remember dealing with any lost data, but I will say that, well, and it might have been. I'm not entirely sure. It's been a little bit. But this is the lot that I have now. So I'm just gonna have to. Whoops. I'm just gonna have to get this thing working again. Okay, come on. Join. Goodness. fill. How about that? Shoot. Well, you got a great attitude, man. Well, thanks. Like I said, not the happiest about this, but, I mean, I'm complaining about it ain't gonna get me the model back, so I'm just gonna work on that a little bit at a time. Actually, this would probably be good for me to connect as well. Oh, goodness. Subdivide, move that along the x-axis, and then we're gonna fill again. Oh yeah, we gotta join these two as well. Okay, decent torso piece. Let's subdivide this. Delete that vertice. Join those and fill them. Oh, goodness. It's such a mess, man. It's such a mess. Did you draw a mock model before you started it on the computer? I did, and I mean, I'm basically just doing what I did to make that come together to start off with. See, the crazy thing is I had, like I said, I had the model and everything done, taken care of, and I even made some videos with them and everything. The visualizers, like I've used them for the visualizers for the new tracks that have been made. They're done and ready. The promotional reels that I've made for them, kind of giving a little bit of the lore dumps that I've been putting out before the tracks. I mean, those are finished. They're done. They're ready. Everything, man. So it's like I've already used them considerably, and now for some reason they're just friggin' gone. And I know I still have my grunt models, and I know I still have my creeper models, because I've been working with those, and obviously I've been pulling from them because I've been making them for, you know, getting a lot of use out of them for the game. But it's like, wow, man. What was it? Okay, that is incorrectly connected. How in the world did I had to have deleted. Okay. Because like I said, that is incorrectly connected. Oh, goodness. Those were them. You're talking about the ones you did for the promotional reels, right? Yep. And I got plenty, and I have 2 more coming out. Yeah, so it's like the grunts and the creepers, I already have those out. And the Minotaur is brand new bad guy. The Sentinel and the Minotaur are brand new, were added to the roster of like Beat the Machine bad guys and everything. And like I said, I got visualizers and promotional reels and everything for those already done. And for some reason, the source files for them are gone. And I haven't gone on a cleaning spree yet, but I wouldn't have deleted those anyway. So I'm just like, what in the heck happened? Alright, so that's the chest piece. Might need to subdivide this. Bring that forward a little bit, and of course, connect those 2 points so it's a little more coherent. So now the question is, so dang, bro, those are awesome. That's not good. Sorry, bro. It's not good that I have to rework them over again, but it's good that I at least got all the use out of them that I need to, because if I still had work to do, like on the current promotional stuff, and they did not, and they just were gone without warning, that would have been a real problem. Alright, dissolve faces for that. And then I'm going to extrude. Gotta get a big old neck for this thing. Let's see. Cool. And then here comes the big part, is remaking that bullhead. So we are going to name this Torso. And actually, before I go any further with that, I think I'm going to go ahead and continue to make the rest of the torso here. Okay. And then we're gonna move this forward. We're gonna move our points. We're gonna have all of our faces be at an even level, so we're gonna move that down. So far, so good. It might even actually be a good place to just keep them and then have these edges go back. Yeah, that'll work out really well. I'm gonna need to set there. Okay, maybe this is a new topic, might make you feel a little better to get some frustration out. What are your thoughts on the biggest flop ever, Rachel Zegler? It was an absolute mistake. And it's one of those things where it's like, it's a train wreck everybody saw coming, except for the people who invested so much into it, and only for it to be an absolute waste of money in the end. Which, like I said, we all knew that was going to be the case. Anybody who had a shred of common sense saw that. Something that actually I think would be a cool conversation topic. So, what has everybody been listening to this past week? Or 2 weeks, because we actually haven't hung out for a little bit. So over the last 2 weeks, like, what music have you been listening to? as far as like what albums or, some new singles been coming out that you've been really excited about and spinning very recently, like, what music have you been excited about this week? I personally have been getting back into Demon Hunter's first album here lately. And it's been, I always enjoyed it, but there's this millennial, like turn of the millennium metal itch that I had that really, like, the first Demon Hunter album was the only thing that was going to be able to scratch that, because there was no way that I was going to be able to get that itch scratched with, like, I don't listen to like Slipknot anymore or anything like that. And those were the records that were like those were the I guess you could say millennial metal records for me. And like I said, the thing that kind of comes the closest to that for me is the original Demon Hunter record, because it's just got all that flavor to it that mostly Graymads, oh my gosh, mostly Aphex Twin and Maishi Smile. Dude, how you doing? Just kind of putting some character models together. I lost a character model file that I had, and I do not know what happened to it, so I'm just kind of catching up on trying to make something that can work here. Well, thanks for joining the stream, man. Storm the Gates of Hell was top shelf Demon Hunter. Oh, I absolutely agree with you. That was my favorite Demon Hunter record for the longest time, and then I don't know if it was because it was just kind of new and shiny or whatever like that, but Outlive kind of dethroned that in my mind for a little bit. And then Storm the Gates of Hell came back for a little while, and now I'm kind of deciding what's my favorite album from them now. Let's see. All right, now we got to try to get this bullhead going here. Shrink, and then speaking of music that I have been listening to, I have to catch up with them. I used to listen to them a lot back in the day when they were one of the biggest bands in my youth group circle. Yeah, I totally understand. So at one point in time, also one of the few Christian bands from that era that didn't sell out. Oh, totally. So catching up with all of that. Oh, yeah, Under Oath. I think Spencer Chamberlain is having fun since he discovered cuss words. But, what is it? Once we got past, so Demon Hunter's 6th album, True Defiance, I would still say is the heaviest offering that they have, period. And they got pretty thrashy with their 5th album, The World is a Thorn, but then they took it even further with True Defiance, and then they kind of locked in what's now kind of a modern Demon Hunter sound, where it's a mix of, you couldn't call them metalcore anymore by whatever semblance of that they shared with it. Now it's it's a mixture of it's more thrashy than anything else. Still having that good variety though of song styles, because, something that I loved about them was that they were a band kind of for all seasons. They had songs for whenever you were pumped. They had songs for whenever you were angry. They had songs for when you were sad, when you needed some encouragement and everything. And they still keep a lot of that good variety, but they've leaned more of a thrash direction, which, you know, some might say, like they like the older stuff, but like for me, I was fairly impressed with their 9th album, War. They put out 2 albums in the same year at the same time in 2019 called War and Peace, and it leaned on the 2 extremes that they were known for. So Peace is not devoid entirely of heavy elements, but it is leaning a lot more on the melodic side, whereas War leans a lot more on the aggressive side. And personally, I like War better, but, you know, that was really cool. And their latest album, what was it? Their latest album, Exiled, just blanking on that, is a really cool album. I wouldn't necessarily say it's my favorite of all time, but it's got some really cool features with Max Cavalera, Richie Faulkner from Judas Priest, and Tom England from Evergrey. And I do love the fact that in Exiled, they wear their 90s influences on their sleeves a lot more. Like, obviously, like with Defense Mechanism, where Max Cavalera shows up, that's very made for Max to be featured on. And songs like Another Place sounds very, Alice in Chains-ish. And songs like Freedom is Dead are very, like, old school punk type of a feel to them. So it's like, you know, you could tell they were experimenting with that with regards. And now, you know, they're independent, so they can kind of do whatever the heck they want. But that's kind of a catch up on where the albums are at. When Texas in July came out with that song, Decimil, I nearly lost it. Dude, I need to revisit that, because I haven't listened to Texas in July in a long time. And Madison, if you're still on here, I made a comment on that video where you did the PSX Terror album. That came at a wonderful time, because I've been on a 90s drum and bass kick, and it takes me back to when I used to be super into metalcore back in high school. Heck yeah. But your PSX album came at a wonderful time, because I was getting back into 90s drum and bass, and I was revisiting a lot of Toonami, and I found that they had an album for a lot of their songs that they had in the backgrounds when they introduced a bunch of different anime, like Dragon Ball Z, Tenchi Muyo, The Big O, and so forth. And so I've been really getting back into that. Really excited to like find that album and download it. And then the PSX Terror, I like listening to drum and bass whenever I'm working, because if something's got lyrics, I'll be distracted with what's, you know, because I just pay attention to that sort of thing. So instrumental stuff is great, and 90s drum and bass is like where it's at. And so your stuff was a great addition to that, and hats off to you on capturing the atmosphere on that very well. Dude, I'm glad you liked it. Yeah, absolutely, man. All right, so let's see. Bring this down just a little bit. Okay, and then from there, have to put some vertices on this. Join. Okay, this actually will join, or it's close anyway. Actually, I should use the fill function. I'm only so proficient in Blender. The rest of the time is me just faking like I know what I'm doing. Shout out to Souls. Second, let me get my grubby hands on those 90s samples discs. Those are a lost art. Yes, absolutely. Did you... Were you ever aware of the, and this might be with the sampler disc you got most of those from, but was it the Spectrasonics Distorted Reality 2? Because that's a PlayStation era sampler album that I got recently, and I've been... On the stuff that I've been putting together for new material that's going to be coming after the EP that I'm going to be putting out, I've tried to throw in some there. That's one of the ones I use. Excellent! I found some of those sounds, and I showed my wife some of those, and she could pick out a lot of the stuff that was used in some of her favorite games like Spyro and games like that. Let's see, and then we'll move this back out just a little bit. And up. Subdivide. Join. Oops. Join, and then we'll this down. And bring these in. And that'll be a place where the eyes are set. That's how I was able to get it sound more authentic. Yeah, that's awesome. Alright, like I said, that's where the eyes were set. They're kind of a testament to how creative you had to be with samples back then, because I never noticed how many were in different video games. All right, Corey, you have a great night, man. Oh, yeah, absolutely, because, oh, heck. I remember watching the Circle of Dust documentary, and there was like a little mini doc that's on the DVD where Clayton actually shows you even more in-depth how he used his InSonic sampler along with his, literally the iMac that he used in the 90s. Like, he booted that thing up and it still worked. And you have Brett from Blue Stolly absolutely losing his mind. But seeing that whole process and how he had to really, like, he had to get creative with the sounds he used, as well as try to use the technology to get the results that he wanted. I'm like, dude, like, we're kind of spoiled for what we have these days, because so much stuff is just available for download. Spoiled though, I won't lie. After taking a few years off and making music and coming back, using hard limits, has brought my creativity back from the grave. Oh, that's excellent, man. Yeah, I listened to your older stuff on Bandcamp. I really enjoyed it. Right now, I'm just at the point where I'm streaming and somewhat buy-in here and there because my wife and I were just getting to where we're kind of financially a little more on our feet after having just so much stuff that was leeching off of our income and stuff. But I hope to get some of your albums as well as a handful of others that are, I wouldn't say Bandcamp exclusives, but I mean, I prefer to, if I can, get people's music from there because it's a little more instant and goes to the artist more directly because, I mean, Lord knows, you know, artists are just having a harder time being able to be supported directly from their work. I genuinely think having much to work with plays into everything ending up sounding the same, since out of all those tools, we all gravitate to the same ones. I agree with you. And the fact that they come with presets and everybody's happy with those, and so nobody, folks aren't inclined to experiment and try to mix and mash tools that they're using, because, it just, that makes it to where things feel a little more homogenized. If your YouTube email is what you use, we'll send you everything for free. Dude, that's cool. The email that I actually use, it's firebrand@firebrand.site. So kind of like firebrand.site being the end tag there. And that's the email that I can use. Actually, I'll just drop that in the chat. There we go. That's awesome, dude. And I can absolutely do the same. If you're interested, I can send you my anthology and, heck, even send you the EP that's not out just yet. Because, I mean, I really enjoy what you make. I think I've seen just about every Madison Gray video that's been made at this point. At least it's pretty darn close. So let's see here. I'll rotate this. Scale it on X. Whoops, that's a little way too far. All right, join. Get out of edit mode. Rotate. Scale. Rotate a little more. Try to stick this on as on the dot as we can. Let's see here. There we go. We're getting there. Scale wide. Absolutely, I love that. I like making money and all, but I'm at the point where I'd rather network and with the underground since work down here doesn't get much attention. Yeah, I totally understand. Let me know which email works for you, and I can send you my anthology from there, and return the favor. Let's see. Mode. Scale and rotate just a little more. Sounds good, man. Hey, gotta get ready for work. But it was good talking. Don't be a stranger. Absolutely will, man. Thank you for stopping by and hanging out. And that's the reason why I do these streams. I mean, it's not what I'm doing isn't necessarily the most exciting to look at, but it's a chance for me to be able to just interact in real time with people who are interested in hanging out. Because I got so many people that I've become friends with that are like so many miles away. And that's why I do these streams and everything. So same to you. Don't be a stranger. If you ever think of stopping by at 6 p.m. every Sunday to about 7:30 or 8, depending on how it looks. But yeah, you have a great one, man. Don't work too hard. Let's see here. I need to start putting some materials on here so I can start distinguishing one part of it from the next. Let's see. Do like a metallic gray, and then go from there. Okay, yeah, sure. Assign. Oh wait, I'm not in material view. Duh! Let's see. And then this. Let's get a new material for this, and we'll make it red. Turn down the roughness, and if we can, try to get some emission from that. Oh, not too much. Oh, we're getting there. Actually, I think I'm going to try and redo that because that was a little too... That just really complicated things. Shrink it, and then... Ah, shoot. Come on. Let's do it plain. X90, do. And now let's mess with the vertices here. Let's rotate X, RZ, and we'll scale it. some more. Then we'll go to edit mode. And we'll just position each of these as needed. That's where I want to start. GY. Oh, come on, we're getting close here. It's having to be precise with these things, man. All right, let's join those, and then we're gonna... Oh, sorry, guys. No, we don't want to hide that. Duh. Right, that's pretty dang close to what I want. So then we're gonna join those. Oh, wait, no. I want to fill. Then we're going to subdivide that. And then we're going to fill all those spots in hopes of so let's see, how does this look in? Cool. Alright, that's looking pretty good right now. So we're gonna add that to it, and then let's see, duplicate GYX, mirror on x-axis global, and just fit that right there. Sweet, looking better already. Let's see. Forehead probably will be better if I were to take this edge and bring it up a little bit. And that is okay if that kind of requires a little bit of movement, because I can always kind of move up a little bit. So there's that. And then all right, that's looking pretty all right. And then to finish that off, Let's see. I feel like I need to round this head a little better. Subdivide and just kind of pull that out a little bit. Oh wait. Subdivide. There we go. Then join. So that makes it feel a lot more rounded. And let's see, before I go, then, oh yeah, the next thing I gotta do is make the horns. Up there. Okay, so we are going to wait a second. Before I had one idea, but then I'm thinking, wait a second, I can do better because I'm trying to learn the. What is it? The tools of the trade on Blender. So let's see here. Whoop, nope. That is not the axis that I want it turning on. Oh, goodness. Okay, that's probably going to make it to where that works a lot better. Oh, here we go. Put the cursor right there, I think. Oh, boy. Okay. That might do it. Maybe. Hey, there we go. There we go. Okay, all right. And then, here's itchy. Then we're gonna extrude this. Actually, we'll use the bevel tool. Oh, that's strange. Oh, that is strange. Oh, wait. Oh, okay. I'm seeing what the problem is. I have not given it near enough room to work with on the bevel there. Okay. Probably going to be the better choice to just extrude it and then just shrink the edges a lot. So, let's see. I don't want the horns to be massive, but I also want them to be there. Alright, that's the size where it kind of feels like it's a little natural, so I'm going to have to shrink these a little bit. Or that's where the proportions feel natural, let me say. Whoops. Kick the printer. And then we're probably gonna have to I'm gonna try that one more time. GX. I think I just need to do the spin where it's a little further out. Subsurface project, okay. Hopefully. Okay, that looks like it'll work. Oh, goodness. Saving grace on this is that it doesn't seem to be fixed. Oh, goodness. Oh, hey, there we go. That looks a lot more natural, even though, like, starting off it looks like a pipe. Alright, let's put a mirror modifier on the x-axis, and then we're going to... shrink it, like, really big. we will also add, let's use the decimate. Modifier as well. Knocks polygons down and kind of like make it look like it's a little more diminished. Shrink this down. Scale it. Shrink it down a little more. Okay, so we got that, and then we're going to join these. So they become one. Ah, shoot. Oh, wait. I know what to do now. We are going to convert this to a mesh. Then we're going to join everything. All right, cool. Because then we can take this, shrink it down just a little bit. We'll rotate it on the x-axis, maybe where it's going to go down. Oh, okay. I see. Set origin to geometry. Okay, let's try that one more time. That looks fairly proportionate. Why not just a little bit? Cool. Well, let's see. As cool as that looks, the horns actually need to be a different color. Okay. Now there's a couple faces here that I want to apply a metallic red to, because that needs to happen. I'm gonna create a new material. And it's gonna be red. It's gonna be a deeper red. Oh, perfect, perfect. Assign that. Excellent. Yeah, nice and shiny. All right, looking pretty good. For the torso, select some faces here. Is going to be getting... No, hold on. That's right, I have to... Okay, there we go. Well, I think I need to get these faces too. Okay, yeah, that works out pretty well. All right, it is about 7:30. I'm getting kind of tired, so I'm going to make sure, one, I save this. Save as. We are going to bring this to, not going to put in, no, I'll put it in movies. Minotaur. Save as. And I'm going to call it here. Unexpected detour, but you know what? It was still fun. Work on, try to master Blender as much as I possibly can while I'm working on it. But thank you for everybody who showed up on stream, came to hang out. And if you want to support the project in any sort of way, the links are in the description. I do have a Beat the Machine Redo EP that'll be coming out in June. Pre-orders are live as of last week, but we didn't have a stream last week, so I didn't mention it. And if you want, you can also consider being part of the Fire Tribe on Patreon for $10 a month, and it gets you access to all of my releases, past, present, and future, at no extra charge. Discount coupons, as well as... We're not very active in the Discord chat, but we do use Discord to have one-on-one video calls or group video calls if we can. You know, we're trying to align schedules because you know how work is. But You also get behind the scenes, demos, works in progress on a bunch of different things before the public ever gets to see it. And so consider that if you are wanting to support the project, or like I said, you could buy the music, and the links are in the description. Thank you so much for joining. Love you guys. Till next time, Firebrand out. Plunder hell, my friends. Good night.